What's going on, 2 minute warning trolls? We're back again with second down, our final down for today's short show for you guys today. Again, we got Tim, we got Santos, we got Dula. My brother had to drop out. But guys, let's go. Tim, take it away.
All right, fellas. For this quarter, we're gonna talk about what does the Pats and the Cardinals need to do to get back into the playoffs next year. Just from my opinion, I think what the Pats need to do is um, get a wideout, get a wide receiver. Besides having Elderman, and it's the same pattern. I think, like Dulles said in the last down, the same pattern. Too much with the short passes, going to the slants. It wouldn't hurt for him to get another wide receiver. As far as the offense again, drafting offensive linemen. I think the Patriots had the most offensive line shift this past season. I think it was like at least 30 offensive line shifts. So each guy had to play another position because of the injuries. So it'd be good for them to start getting better at the position. As far as the Cardinals, it wouldn't hurt they invest in a quarterback, especially in this year's draft. Um, the game that Carson Palmer had, and I asked this question earlier in 2 minute warning: do you keep him? Do you look somewhere else? And it wouldn't hurt because he is over 30 years old. The window is closing for Larry Fitzgerald, and he had a great season this year. I don't particularly think I'm not very high on Michael Floyd. The guy to me was still be a bust. Drafted in the first round of Notre Dame, and he's never played like a first round guy. He has some games here and there, but like John Brown has been I think the better out of the two for the past 2 years. David Johnson's a stud running back. Um, I think the Cardinals need to invest in a quarterback just in case for Palmer.
So, as far as what do the Patriots have to do to get back to the playoffs? Just exist. Look at the division they're in. Granted, they have. Granted, the other three teams have made strides, but let's look at this. The Jets still don't have a quarterback that they're going to hang their hat on. Yeah, okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick, but how long is that going to last you? I know Jets fans are going to hate to hear that, but that's a team who needs to invest in a quarterback early in this upcoming draft. You look at the Dolphins. That was a total mess, and honestly, I'm not sold on Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback. And it looks like Ndamukong Suh's cap number is $28 million next season. They're already talking about restructuring his deal in year 2. They really screwed themselves here with that contract for a guy. I say this all the time. When's the last time a defensive tackle was such a game changer that he got you a Super Bowl? Maybe Warren Sapp, but then he had talent around him. So bringing in Ndamukong Suh was not going to make that team a contender in that division, let alone across the board. So I think they're going to have problems managing talent. I think they're going to take a step back. Buffalo, I just don't trust Buffalo. I really don't. You know what? As much as I want to root for Tyrod Taylor, I think next season you're going to see a different deal with Buffalo. That's a team who needs some playmakers on defense, and they're going to lose some key pieces on offense also. But so the Patriots, this got to exist. As long as Tom Brady is the quarterback, they'll be in the playoffs for as long as Brady and Belichick are there. That's just the reality of it. As far as the Cardinals, I mean, you're playing in a pretty tough division. You got Seattle still. You got St. Louis you have the LA Rams who could be hit or miss. But at the NFC there aren't a ton of strong teams like that. You got the Panthers, you got the Packers who may or may not be there. And outside of that, that's that. That's kind of your ultimately that's your upper echelon, So Do they need to go quarterback early? Yes. And the beauty of this year's quarterback class is that this is a perfect year to get you a guy and stash and let him sit. Whether it be Wentz, whether it be Connor Cook, whether it be Christian Hackenberg, whether it be Cardell Jones, if that's your flavor. There are a ton of guys who are going to go that late first round, early second, that you can stash because you want to keep Carson Palmer on your roster for as long as you can. Age and injuries are concerned, but the infrastructure is there, and then, they lose Honey Badger. They'll get him back. That's another team where as long as they're playing Cardinals football, they'll be back. But I agree they do need to get themselves a quarterback, and I think they need to get some depth along the defensive line also.
Santos?
Well, listen, man. It's the AFC East. You already know who division that's going to be again next year. I don't even have to say it. It's a known fact. Patriots won the AFC East again. No surprise. Anybody that doesn't like it, well, whack, or ambulance. The Patriots have the AFC East on lock. They've had it on lock for the past 10, 15 plus years. That's give me. But for them, in order for them to get far into the playoffs again and even compete and try to get to the Super Bowl again, the Patriots need to fix that offensive line. When you looked at that game against Denver, it was a joke. The Broncos hit Tom Brady at least 23 or so times. Tom Brady was pretty much throwing every time he stepped back, he had somebody in his face. And he was getting pushed on the ground. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Get that line fixed, protect your quarterback. And then you can maybe start running the football again. Take more pressure over your quarterback. But still, your O-line is a wreck. Maybe they can fix a couple things here and there on defense, but they're pretty sound team overall. Now for Arizona, their problem, obviously, again, for next year is going to be they're going to have to hope that Carson Palmer stays healthy. And that's a big thing there. He's getting older, he's getting up in age, and if he can't stay healthy, then Arizona may be in trouble next year. I mean, yes, they're in the NFC West, so obviously Seattle is going to be their biggest competition. But, I mean, I'm looking at this. I don't trust Carson Palmer staying healthy. I just don't. I honestly don't. He doesn't have a real good track history of staying healthy for a full season. He just doesn't. So if he gets hurt, who's going to be their quarterback? Who's going to run? I mean, come on. They could be in some serious trouble next year. So they're going to need to start thinking ahead, start maybe drafting the quarterback, hoping to develop him. But if they can also, they should grab a veteran, a good veteran backup, just in case. But, I mean, if they do that, they'll be all right. But I'm not as highly sold on Arizona next year just because of the fact that you're relying on Carson Palmer to stay healthy. And if they go at the quarterback and for you to see on the draft,
Well, I'll tell you this. I forgot also to say that I feel they should get a wide receiver too because Fitzgerald is not getting any younger, and I'm sorry, Michael Floyd is not the guy you can depend on. So, but another thing too, going back to Duller's point when you're talking about the division, I think both teams need to get better fast because the teams behind them. I mean, I know as far as the Cardinals team, when you have the Seattle Seahawks, you got the Rams, and we can't sleep on the 49ers. Even though Chip Kelly stuck it up with the Philadelphia Eagles, we can't judge him yet what he can do with a different team, especially with a quarterback that finally fits his system. So, that's with Kaepernick, if he keeps Kaepernick. So, again, the Cardinals need to help you out because especially Seattle, they're not going to be sitting. They're going to be dangerous again next year. They're going to be good for the division. The LA Rams, they're going to be even hyped. Because why is it going to be? Now they're in LA. They're going to try to show something. As far as the Patriots, I feel the Jets still could be that team. I mean, I tell you this, it wasn't a bad year for the Jets because for Fitzpatrick to having Brandon Marshall for the first time, this was the first year this team was being put together by the GM and by the coach. So I think next year they'll be even better, especially when they bolster up that defense. As far as Buffalo Bills, now you have Rex Ryan and you got Rob Ryan. He's the defensive coordinator. So the brothers are back. I think that's going to be good. And I think that team will be even much better. The Patriots cannot, in my opinion, they cannot just stick around with the same routine every year with these freaking slants, these picks, and it's not going to get them by. They're going to have to get some more plays open in the ball. And you know what? It wouldn't even hurt. It wouldn't even hurt to get a good running back. A good running back. You know, but
see that.
You know, that's not the Patriot way, unfortunately.
No, it's not. It's not. You're right.
The Patriot way is to build up the lines and put together some, build your offensive, defensive lines. If you look at that defensive line, they have 3 number 1 draft picks on that line: Jones, Easley, and Malcolm Brown.
Malcolm Brown.
That's what they do. They build those lines. That they spend their picks on those lines. And as far as talent at receiver and running back, just take whoever. And and in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't. But yeah, I do think the Jets probably should have been a playoff team, but you're only going to go as far as your quarterback ultimately. And I'm pretty sure the Geno Smith show is over in New York. And I'm sure they're going to be looking at Ryan Fitzpatrick, but again, I don't trust the guy for more than a season or two at a time. He is what he is. He's a nice stopgap. So again, that's a team who needs to get a quarterback early, or in through free agency. You're looking at Buffalo. Here's the thing that of Buffalo. Mario Williams is not a fit in that system because he's not a 3-4 defensive end.
Right.
Nor is he a 3-4 outside linebacker. That team,
right.
Rex Ryan is a 3-4 guy. They got some personnel issues. Where do you put Marcel Darius? You got Jerry Hughes. You got some other players where they're gonna have a problem figuring out who's gonna fit what role. I think that's why they're another year out. And then just seeing Tyrod Taylor in year 2, is he really that guy, or was this is he Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0? You remember how Ryan Fitzpatrick had a good year in Buffalo and got paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but D, you gotta admit though, when he was in Buffalo that first year, he had Changeli. The following year, the new owners bought the team, and you know how it is when somebody brand new comes in, they want to get rid of everybody. And after that, he went over to Tennessee. Then he went to Houston. He didn't have a fair shake at all until he got to the Jets. And I can't judge him the wrong way because look what he did this year around a good team. He's supposed to perform around a good team. Now earlier you said also we talked about Cam Newton with the receivers he don't have. Now look what Tyrod Taylor was doing when he didn't even have Sammy Watkins the whole year. These guys, Clay was his best weapon. So I think Tyrod Taylor could really, really play if you give him weapons. These GMs, these owners, you got to surround your quarterback with something. You can't expect them to go puff the magic dragon and bam, do something. You got to give them something. And
again, unless you're Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, then yeah, that's true.
Yeah, listen, that is true. Those guys get everything they want. Everything they want.
But listen. This day and age in the NFL, you're saying Patriots should go after receivers. Listen, that's not their way, and rightfully so because look, pieces. There are such thing as known as replaceable parts. You can just that's just the way the Patriots do. They'll grab a guy off the street, plug him in the system, and he gets busy. He becomes a Pro Bowler that year. That's just their way. So they figured, why should they spend all this money on a top-notch guy? When you that's just the way they do it. As for the Jets, yeah, if you're a Jet fan, I think you're really hoping Geno Smith is done because you just got to get rid of that and got to get rid of that.
It's
guy.
sad to say, but
And then Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, their quarterback situation, the Jets situation at QB is iffy because they do have some talent along the ball. You know, you have Brandon Marshall, you have Eric Decker, you have some players there, but their quarterback situation is going to hurt them back.
Yeah, you want to know something? To add on to that,
Buffalo, I mean, what's up?
No, to add on to what you were saying before about it's not the Patriots' way when as far as getting all these players. The reason why you're gonna have to and you should is because it was working when the other teams were not getting better. The other teams were changing coaches and owners like underwears every year. It can't be underwear. That'd be a bad thing. We change underwears every year, but only every year, probably every day. But you know what I'm saying? They were only changing GMs and coaches. The Buffalo, the Dolphins, the Bills were never getting better until last year. Last year, those teams played the pass tough. And now the pass can't be comfortable next year. They shouldn't. I'm saying they shouldn't be comfortable. Listen, you got Randy Moss, right? When he was in Oakland, a troubled player. There's a player in Cleveland that if Mr. Yu doesn't want to have nothing to do with him, I think he's available for at least a fourth round pick. Now, we all know Josh Gordon. Listen, forget the we. We all been watching NFL for a long time. We all gonna see trouble plays every year. Listen. Players were smoking crack in the huddles. This day and age is too sick. Let's keep it real. We keep it real. Josh Gordon. If somebody want to take a chance on him, a talent, and he wants to do the right thing, and you be on top of him, you're getting a very talented player. He's not coming here with $10 million. You're not risking a first round pick. The reward is so great if you can get this guy to play.
I mean, I can honestly see the Patriots maybe if they decide to go that route, I can see them pulling it off. Why not? He does have the talent. And
that's what you need.
We have a way with trouble players of getting up to listen and buy into the system. They've done it before with Randy Moss. They've done it with Chad Johnson, he's had his little things. I mean, you can get guys. I mean, it's just
because Gronk. Let's keep it real. I mean, Gronk. As soon as he lands on his elbow, when he lands on his elbow, what happens? He's out. He's hurt. They're one injury away for either Gronk or Elderman. He's done. You gotta put more talent around them. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, let's wrap it up. Last words.
I don't disagree with that. But
wait, what do you think? Last words.
Last words. Again, you're talking about two teams that have all the right pieces in place. You just they got to make a few tweaks to stay competitive with their division. What I'm saying is in the case of the Patriots, I don't think the changes they need to make are drastic. Like I said, you want to get, a little more depth on the offensive line, maybe get a playmaker or two, and they're good to go. It's just plug and play with them. Arizona still has to keep up with Seattle, and you don't know with the other two teams, LA and San Francisco. LA with, being a new team, and then San Francisco with Chip Kelly, which, for the record, if any 49er fans are watching, I think you're going to be equally as bad, frankly. But, I just do. I think Chip Kelly's a fraud. But, but you never know, though. Anything is possible. So, it was a great run by both teams. In the case of New England, it was always that team they're always that team that was always in it. Arizona made a really big, surgence and just pushing Seattle out of the way for that division. But yeah.
Oh snap! Detroit Lions released Calvin Johnson.
Really?
What? What did he just say? What?
No, I'm only playing.
That's why I didn't give you any reaction.
Yo, let me go. That's my last word. I just had to get done quick.
No, we're ending the show. I'm done with you, Tim.
I'm
Tim, I'm done with you.
Oh man.
Well, anyways, guys, it's a great show. I hope you guys enjoy what's going on this weekend. It's the Pro
Senior
Bowl.
Bowl, Senior
Yeah,
Bowl on
that-
Saturday, and the Pro Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah, so
The JV football
enjoy
game
that,
on Sunday.
guys. I hear they changed up the Pro Bowl a little bit. It may be more entertaining. Who knows? I don't know. But great show, guys. We catch you next week. Super Bowl is coming around the corner, and that'll be it for the football season. But we will still have Fury 24/7 year through to lead up to the next season. So watch out for us, guys. We're going to change the show a little bit. But before I say anything else, I don't want to give too much off. But catch you guys next week. Same time, same place. We out.
Dab on him.